Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection for game week 11 and any transfers that I'm thinking of making as well. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment, what is your game week 11 team looking like, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, before we get into my team selection for game week 11, just going to do a quick recap of how my game week 10 went, and I finished on 68 points, a game week rank of 2.5 million. Isn't the worst, really, in terms of, like, how the game week went, but I'm just more annoyed at the decisions that I made on my wildcard, because every single player that I kind of brought in on my wildcard hasn't really done much, and if I hadn't have played my wildcard in game week 9, I'd be on a lot more points right now, because I would still have Kane, Bowen, and I wouldn't have brought in the likes of Tony, who I know got a goal this week, but also picked up like 2 1-pointers or something like that. He's not been great, but either way, 68 points. Gaeta getting me 3, James getting me 1, who is now potentially injured as well, came off last night in the Champions League game. Just more headaches, but I mean, a lot of people own him, so I guess everyone's in the same boat. Cancelo, 18-pointer, Trippier, 7, Dallo came on for Mitrovic, 2 points, Maddison, 1, Martinelli, 12, Salah, 2, Zaha, 5, Haaland, captain, got me 12, Tony got me 5. Still so annoyed that I had vice-captain on Cancelo, but I would never have had the balls to go against Haaland at Southampton at home, but it is what it is. But that's how my game week 10 team selection went. 68 points, another red arrow down to 28k now. So hopefully we can get a much better rank this week and just bounce back with a green arrow. But either way, that's the game week 10 team. Let's move on to my game week 11 team selection though. And starting things off, in goal we do have Gaeta, Leicester away. I feel like this could easily be like a 0-0. I don't know. Leicester obviously looked really good against Forest and then didn't look too good at the game of the weekend. So I'm not really sure how that's going to go, but it is at Leicester. So yeah, we'll have to see how that game kind of unfolds. But Gaeta, Leicester away, could be a worse fixture, potentially a clean sheet there. We'll have to see what happens. The back line currently consists of Kilman, who's got Forest at home, Cancelo, who's got Liverpool away, and then Trippier, who's got United away. Of course, I would play James, but he is potentially injured. We have to wait for more information on that. So as of right now, Kilman comes in to the team instead, because if James is injured, I'll have to obviously sort that out as well. I'm probably not going to get rid of him this week, though, because if it is just like a small injury and he's back for like next week, then that'll obviously be really useful. But if he is out for like a few weeks, then I will get rid of him. But I've just got more important things to kind of do to my team this week. But that's the back line at the moment. My bench is quite strong this week as well, though, so I'm not too bothered about like the James injury. Like I say, I've got Kilman coming in for him, Forest at home. I know Wolves haven't been that good at the moment, but it is at Wolves. They do need a result. That game could easily finish 0-0. I feel like it won't be the most exciting game ever because Wolves don't look too good. Forest can score, but away at Wolves, I think will be a tough fixture for him. So yeah, that's why Kilman comes into the team instead of like Dallo and stuff. And then Cancelo, Liverpool away. I can honestly see City winning that game like 3-0. Liverpool just do not look good at the moment. Matip's out now. Trent's out. You got the whole Henderson situation going on. All these different kind of variables are just ruining Liverpool's season. So yeah, I think City can not easily win that game, but I think they'll find it a lot easier than usual. And then yeah, Trippier at United away. Yeah, just because he's on set pieces. Newcastle look really good at the moment. I do think United will score, but just Trippier's bonus point potential, the chances that he's creating, I think he's just a good option to have this week. So that's the back line there. In midfield, we have Zaha, Leicester away, Salah, City at home, Maddison, Crystal Palace at home, and then Martinelli with Leeds away. So yeah, obviously going to play Zaha in this game. I would like Crystal Palace to win this game, not because I'm just a Forest fan, and obviously we need to stay above them. I've got 2 Crystal Palace players, so yeah, I need like a 2-0 result there with Zaha getting a brace. That'd be absolutely perfect. Salah at home to City. I'm getting rid of him this week. I don't care. I'm not bothered about injuries or anything like that. I want to get Salah out of my team. Maddison, Crystal Palace at home. Like I said, I'm kind of hoping more for a Crystal Palace win there. But Maddison, you know, if he does score, it's not going to hurt my rank because he's not like super owned. Like he's owned by 18% of players. Not the worst thing in the world if he does score. And then Martinelli at Leeds away, who's also lost a bit of ownership as well now. He was way over 50%, but now 47% because obviously he's got that blank in the next game week. But that's the midfield there. And then my up front this week is Mitrovic at home to Bournemouth. Again, still have to wait for press conference news there. Haaland is going to my captaincy, Liverpool away. like, honestly, any other season, you'd never captain a City player against Liverpool, but, you know, Haaland is an absolute monster. Liverpool, as I said, they've got quite a few injuries at the moment, and I know that it is at Anfield, but I just think that City can absolutely demolish that game, and like I say, they'll come out 2-0, 3-0 winners. And then Tony as well at home to Brighton. So that's kind of what the team's looking like right now. Like, on paper, it looks like quite a strong team, barring like Salah at home to City and stuff like that. So it's not terrible. My bench currently consists of Iverson as well, James potentially injured, and then I've also got Dalot at home to Newcastle and Andreas Pereira at home to Bournemouth as well. Like, Pereira at home to Bournemouth is a good sub if anything happens. So obviously, you know, it's not the worst case scenario if I do have like another injury tonight in like the Champions League or something, like if Salah gets injured. I mean, I'm getting rid of him anyway, but you know what I mean. So that's how my game week 11 team is looking right now. A lot to talk about though for transfers, because I do have 2 free transfers. I've got 0.6 mil in the bank, and I'm getting rid of Salah this week. Now, of course, it all depends on injuries. Like, I've got 2 potentially injured players at the moment, James and Mitrovic. So the smart decision would be to get rid of those first, but I don't want to. I know that, like, obviously getting out injured players is usually a priority, but I'm pretty sure Mitrovic will be back this week. You know, Marco Silva did say, you know, he'll definitely be back for Bournemouth. But then after that game, though, after the West Ham game, he was like, he's not sure. So that's why I kind of still have to wait. Otherwise, I would have already made my transfers. And then, yeah, James, like, if he is out for Villa, but then he's back for Brentford, that's not terrible. But then after that, he's got, like, United, Brighton, Arsenal. So if he is out for the Villa and the Brentford game, I'll probably get rid of him next week, because I need, obviously, 11 playing players for the blank. So I'll have to get rid of James and just pray there's no more injuries. But yeah, what I think I'm going to do this week is just get rid of Salah, like, 100%. Like, I don't want him in my team. He just didn't look that good against Arsenal. He was dropping deep. He came off on, like, the 60th minute. I know that Liverpool should have had a penalty with that Gabriel handball. In my opinion, I think it was a penalty, not just on a Salah owner. I think it just was a penalty. I think VAR was really inconsistent this weekend. Then, yeah, he would have scored that, hopefully, and would have got some points, which, fair play. But in my head, I was always like, if he doesn't score a brace, I'm getting rid of him this week, because obviously he had City at home next. Now, I know that he has West Ham, Forest, and Leeds in 3 of the next 5, but for how much he is, I don't want him. I just don't want him in my team. So I'm going to be getting rid of him this week. And I've decided that I'm going to be bringing Trossard for the next 2. He's a little bit of a punt. But I don't know. I think his numbers have been good this season. Brentford and Forest as well. 2 really good fixtures. I obviously could bring in Bowen as well instead of Trossard, who's got Southampton and Liverpool. But I just think that Trossard with Brentford and Forest outscores Bowen with Liverpool and Southampton. Even though the Bowen is on penalties, I just think Brighton will... I mean, Brentford have been terrible at the moment. They just conceded 5 against Newcastle. Forest are not good defensively. Like, we all know this. We're all trying to target Forest. So yeah, Trossard, I think, for a 2-week punt, nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to be getting rid of him this week. And then, again, depending on injuries, if Mitrovic is back, then obviously I'll keep him. And I'll get rid of Tony and I'll bring in Kane. Because obviously I've got the money for that. But if Mitrovic is out for like the next 2 or 3 game weeks, because there's obviously a midweek fixtures coming as well. So if he misses Bournemouth, he's probably going to miss Villa. And if that's the case, then I'll just get rid of him this week. So if Mitrovic is out for like a couple more weeks or whatever, I'll get rid of him this week and bring in Kane. Kane is also flagged as... Oh, he's not even flagged anymore, yeah, because I think he was seen in, like, the training pictures and stuff. But either way, he was flagged, but he's not flagged anymore. But, of course, things could happen in the Champions League, which is why I'm not making my transfers yet. So if Mitrovic is out, I will bring in Kane. And then, obviously, have Trossard as well for game week 11. And then, obviously, roll the transfer for game week 12, because I won't really need to do anything unless James is injured. Then I'll obviously have to bring in someone for him. And then the week after that, I will just get rid of Trossard and bring in either a Foden or a Saka or a Bowen or a Mount. A player like that that's like around 8 mil that I've got the money for. What I wanted to do is, obviously, if James isn't injured, then I would want to have rolled the transfer and not obviously had to deal with James. And then I could have had 2 free transfers going into like game week 13 or 14 or whatever. And then I can bring in like Saliba for Kilman or Dalot or something like that, which is what I want, because Arsenal have some really good fixtures after the blank. But so does City as well. So there's a lot of different things that I could do, but I think that's what I'm going to do this week. If Mitrovic is fine, then I'll be getting rid of Tony instead, which I hope is the case, because even though that Tony is on penalties, and he does have some nice fixtures coming up, which is the problem, because I don't know, Brentford don't look great at the moment, and Tony loves the yellow card, and it's just really annoying. and he's picking them up, and it's just, when he's finishing at 1 point when you're expecting him to do well, it is just, it's just horrible. So it's either Tony or Mitrovic that goes this week. I'll wait for press conference news. Again, they're both on penalties. Mitrovic is a little bit cheaper, which is why I'm more inclined to go for Tony, because then obviously it'll just give me a little bit more money in the bank. But yeah, if Mitrovic is out injured, then obviously I'll be bringing Kane in for him instead of Tony. But that's what I think I'm going to do this week. Salah out for Trossard, and then either Mitrovic or Tony out for Kane. And yeah, captaincy option this week, I honestly don't know. Again, most likely going to be Haaland, but if I bring in Kane, Everton at home, that's also a really good fixture. So yeah, it'll be an interesting one. I'll decide more. Like, I'll probably do an updated team selection video on like Friday when we've got press conference news and stuff like that. I'll probably do my final thoughts tomorrow. Yeah, and then probably an updated team selection, because there's a lot of information. We've still got Champions League games to play this week. Like I said, we need injury updates on James, Mitrovic, potentially Kane as well. Like, he's not flagged anymore, but we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that's going to be everything for my Game Week 11 team selection video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider hitting that like button down below. Make sure to subscribe if you're brand new as well. We're so close to 5,000 subscribers. We're like 40 away, which is insane. Thank you all so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Hope you've been enjoying the content. And yeah, I'll bring you a couple more videos later this week for Game Week 11. But anyway, that's everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time,